Coaching Success Radio, what's going on? Hey, all right, we have a brand new series that's rolling out today. Today, first new episode of a brand new series of stuff. Yes, I'm still going to be having coaches from all over the world who are experts making 6-7 figures a year, sharing their content, sharing their ideas. That's not going anywhere. We're still doing that. Yes, I'm still going to be bringing you content and stories about my coaching business and how I'm growing and how I'm developing and shaping it. That's all going to be here as well. But we're going to add a new layer of content in, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Super exciting right after the intro. Here we go.
As I build my coaching business, I want to know how to effectively serve clients and make more money doing it. This podcast will pull back the curtain to reveal exactly how successful coaches are building their empires. Join me as I engage with top coaches from all over the world to discover their secrets. No theatrics and no theory, just real-life strategy. My name is William Winterton, and this is Coaching Success Radio.
Coaching Success Radio, what's going on? All right, so I'm super excited because I am going to be starting a brand new series in this podcast. And here's what's going to happen. I have been talking for weeks and weeks, maybe even months and months now, with many coaches who are super successful, have seen great results in their coaching. They have strategies in place. They have their business lined up. They've got clients coming in. And through all those discussions, I think we're learning a lot of great information, getting a lot of good content, and hearing some incredibly powerful methods and strategies to build an online coaching business. And that's really why this whole podcast came about. Well, when I got started into those conversations, when I started having those discussions with the coaches who were really super successful, I had a few colleagues of mine and even a couple clients who were just saying, man, this is really cool. I would love to hear a little bit about coaches that are in my space, in my level, people who are doing what I'm doing. And when I'm saying I'm saying like people who are beginning, people who are just starting, people who are in their first year of coaching. And I want to hear what they're struggling with. I want to hear what the challenges are. And I want to hear their stories, what they're overcoming, how they're growing, so that it doesn't just seem like a bunch of people who have been there and done that and are telling you, okay, here's how it works, that it seems like this is actually people who are in the trenches right now from this starting point, from just a few months ago, starting their business up and actually really pushing to try and make it. It's really a cool idea because it gives you a chance to see somebody from the ground level, from the starting level when they first get their business up and going, and then you can follow them through and see how their process is growing and how they're developing and getting more clients. And you can also see them in a very, very relatable level right now, right? So sometimes whenever we talk to somebody who has made a lot of money or has had a great success, or been doing this for a long time, there seems to be some kind of a barrier, right? Like, okay, they made it work, but how about me? How am I going to make it work, right? I'm just brand new. I'm just starting off. I don't have the online reputation. I don't have the social proof. I don't have, all these excuses, right? So what's fascinating is I'm having these conversations with now coaches who have really just begun, really just started off on their journey, but they've taken a huge step by reaching out and jumping onto a podcast like this one that is going to get them to put their brand out there, put their name out there, but also really put them out there as somebody who's going to have to be authentic and real and tell it like it is in their own journey. So that's kind of what I've done. I've talked to about 25 different coaches now, and I'm going to be sharing those stories all over the next few weeks here, and we're going to be just putting a whole bunch of great content and information from these coaches who are brand new and sharing their ideas and sharing their story, sharing where they're at. And it's going to just create a ton of value, I think, for you as your own business is growing as well. So the first person I want to bring on, her name is Barb Odell. She's out in Canada. She's a life coach, and she has had quite a bit of success, actually, in the past. I think she started in September. And so in the past few months, it's now July at this recording, and she has already had a few clients. She's made some great progress. She's still looking for some answers. She's still not quite landed yet, but just hearing her story and seeing her energy and seeing where she's at many different things that are challenging her. She's had some challenges in her life. She's had challenges in her relationship. She's at an age where she may be thinking about, okay, what do I need to do next in my life? And she's overcome all of that to go forward and put her own new business out running and just taking all of the challenges in stride and really making incredible progress in her own way. And I want to share her story with you right now. This is Barb Odell. Here she is. Hello, welcome to the show. William here, and today I have a very special guest all the way from Canada. This is Barb Odell. Barb, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing fantastic. I'm just so excited to be on here with you.
It is so much fun. This is Barb's first podcast ever, so we're going to go easy on her. But here's the cool thing: is that Barb is a life coach. and she gave me some information, some background on herself. But what I really want to do is I want to find out what got you kind of the quick little snapshot of where in your world you decided to become a life coach, where that came about.
Well, I found myself in a pretty despairing place, and I'm generally that happy-go-lucky, pretty optimistic person. And I would say about 7-8 years ago, I can only describe it like that little frog story when you're in the pot and it's just simmering and the frog just stays there and it just doesn't know what's happening. But if it was boiling, he would have hopped out. So that's kind of what resonates with me. I didn't realize what actually was happening while it was happening, and just ended up in a pretty rough place. So
then through those experiences, so did you ever have a coaching background or anything before, or how did the coaching part of it come about?
Way back when I was in my mid-20s, I actually had thought about going and becoming a psychologist. I've always had that in my mind. I've always been one to want to help people. And it's kind of come full circle.
So then you said you've always had a thing with helping people, and you've always kind of, that's where in your nature. What was your profession before? What did you used to do?
I was an esthetician.
Okay.
So it was kind of like a captive audience, I guess.
Sure.
Clients would come, and I find that my husband actually pointed out to me that people resonate to me, and the next thing you know, they're just sharing, and they're telling me things that they're destitute or their lives are not going well. And he kind of pointed that out to me. He goes, it doesn't matter where you go, like just strangers. And I'm there. Oh, okay.
Kind of have that personality that draws people in, and
apparently
for better or for worse, for his sake, for sure.
That's right. My husband can do the whole grocery order, and I'm standing there talking to somebody. So that's
of course. And I think we all have people in our family, in our lives, who are like that. And I know I certainly have people in my family who seem to always, with a complete stranger, engage in conversation, and you don't even know this person. Why are you? Why?
Exactly.
So
believe me, my family, they roll their eyes a lot at me.
That's
my kids.
but that's okay. That's all right. So
it's okay. That's right.
So how does that play into what you do now? So tell me a little bit about your business now as a life coach.
I've been married. I'm going to be married 35 years.
Nice.
And thank you. And there was a time there where I don't know what the heck happened, but I really thought my husband was trying to control me.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good feeling. And of course he wasn't. But the perception, I was taking everything wrong, I guess, but I wasn't in a good place. So once I got the help that I needed and started figuring out that I had created so much of this, and it was limiting self-beliefs. It was just understanding that what somebody is saying isn't necessarily what they mean, or, there was just so much that I learned. And when I started feeling better and understanding, I just knew that this was my calling. So I started looking and finding out how I can get trained. And so I found the Robin Bandana School, and I took the Strategic Intervention Core 100. And now I'm just doing what I can to better myself to be able to serve my clients.
So who are your clients?
Well, currently I finished working my spa just in September.
Okay.
And so I've been doing this full time just in September.
Sure.
And I have currently 3 active clients. I just kind of graduated a young lady who was suffering severe anxiety, and she's now just kind of on a check-in basis. Like, I don't see her weekly. And I actually at 3 o'clock, I have another client who's coming to have what I refer to a clarity session, and
Perfect.
to see if I'm able to help her. So I've helped. I even have a male as a
Yeah.
client, and he's struggling with with his identity, and he's 70, and things have changed. Life has changed so much for people, and they just don't have the tools, the coping mechanisms and everything. They're just not taught. They're not there. So I hope that I bring a better understanding of kind of why we do what we do and what other people do, and we're only in control of what we have. We
Right.
can't control anybody else.
That's great. And so just starting up a few months ago, I mean, really 9 months ago, and having some clients and having some things
Yeah.
happening, it feels
Yeah.
good. It feels like there's something moving.
Oh, it feels so amazing. I can't even describe to you the
So,
feeling. It's
so who is
amazing.
a person? So if you were going to attract more clients and if you were going to bring more people in, can you, and this is kind of a little bit of a challenge sometimes, but can you describe to me kind of what an ideal client would be for your business?
Do you know, that is probably one of the most difficult things that I have had in creating that. I look at, I believe I really want to help people get the best out of their life.
Mm,
And I think for myself, I started feeling this kind of unhappiness, but I didn't know why. And I just felt like there was something missing. And maybe it had to do with my age. It had to do with my kids were moving out. I don't know, but there's a certain something that seemed to have
sure.
happened. And I'm having a hard time really honing in on that. I wish, as I
Well,
think I'm asking for help to get that down.
Well, and that's the thing, is that's one of the challenges, and that's what a lot of my clients struggle with the same thing, and I know a lot of people in the program listening struggle with that, because
Okay,
we all
you're
want to
not
serve
alone.
everybody, right?
Yeah,
Like we all want to serve everybody, and that's how I feel too. And so it's the same thing. It's like, man, and so your brain starts going out so broad, and it's
yeah,
like, wow. So well,
yeah.
tell me now a little bit about. So you said you're almost 60. I mean, I'm in my 40s. We're all, none of us are getting any younger. But what would you like to?
August, I'm going to be 60. Yeah,
That is so cool. And then 35 years with your husband. So tell me,
yeah.
what do you want to do with your business? Like in 5 years, do you want to get to a point where you're just not working at all and doing whatever you want, or do you want to
No,
kind of do
not at
something like?
all. No.
So what do you want to
You know
do?
what? I I kind of am looking at this as something that I can do really up until I cannot. I
Sure.
also am a I also marry people. I'm a wedding officiant.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, so both of these things I really hope I can do for as long as I can walk, talk, and be there. I would love, ultimately, I I think I would really love to be a motivational speaker,
Nice.
and just be, that is, I kind of have that as my 5 year plan. It could be my whatever year plan, but I've never been huge on setting goals, so this is new for me too, and
Sure.
it's important. It really does play a difference when you're having a goal to work towards.
Well,
So
you're clearly unique in the idea that you are motivated enough to start something brand
uh,
new, jump off the deep end, and really go for it, and have, we said, 4 clients now, or 3 clients, and then
I
coming in
know,
already. It's
I
fantastic,
know, I know.
and just got to be on cloud nine. So uh,
I am.
when you get into this, and I just want to spend a couple more minutes, but like I said,
Yeah,
there's so many people who listen to this who are maybe even a little bit behind where you are, and they want to coach, or they've started coaching, and they're maybe picking a client up for free, or they're trying to figure out,
yeah. Well,
is there
I've been
anything,
doing that.
what
I
has
still
kind of
do
got,
that.
sure, sure, well, yeah, and to help them out. So what has kind of helped you to to book your first client, what was something that you were able to do to say, you know what, I'm just going to make this happen? What's kind of that process to get you that first one going?
You know what? I just really started to believe 100% in my ability. And the biggest, scariest thing is thinking you have to know everything. And you're afraid to be vulnerable, to say, you know what, I'm not 100% sure about that. If I felt for 1 minute that I could not serve that client, I am going to be 100% honest. I only have the belief that I'm going to be able to serve them. And if I'm not, then I'm going to say, you know what, that's out of my realm. And I think that really alleviates a lot of pressure, because you don't have to prove to be something that you're not. And at the beginning, you so badly want to be good in everything. And it's not a slow process, but it is a process, man. And you just work and learn. I just recently finished an NLP course through Udemy, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, just doing little things to make yourself feel better. And then when you feel better, oh my gosh, you can just bring that to your clients. That's about all I feel is I know that the stronger I get and the more self-belief I have, I know then that I can serve my clients. It's only about the clients.
That's perfect.
It's not about us. And that's
perfect.
The big key. It's the key, because if we get out of our own head, oh my goodness, it changes totally.
Well, I'm just going to wrap up here and just ask really quickly. Do you coach over the phone? Do you do one-on-one live? How do you coach people?
Right now, okay, so this has been my struggle, actually. Right now, everything is local within Ottawa. So I'll go in, half-hour drive or whatever. And I've been trying to figure out, how do I connect? How do I get to start being able to have a business where I can do Zoom and stuff like that? So you know what I've started is I am getting onto the different groups, and I'm getting comfortable with getting uncomfortable.
As you're doing here, being on a podcast, for instance. Yeah.
That's my mission, to get out of my own fear, get over my own fears.
And I want to thank you so much for coming in. And I hope I know you said some really amazing stuff that's going to help the audience as well. So I want to thank you for your time. And I will talk with you hopefully later on at some point. We'll see what you're doing and check in on your business.
This has been incredible.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking us out. New episodes are coming out every few days, including lots of conversations with massively successful coaches sharing their secrets with you. So be sure to subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel so that you don't miss out. And if you're looking for a way to start making serious money from your coaching, you need to check out my free training. It's at williamwinterton.com. I lay out the step-by-step on how to start making 5 figures a month in the next 60 days. Check it out, williamwinterton.com. I'll see you next time.